Hello, my name is Professor John Benjamin, and today we're going to use Adobe Illustrator to make some lines. All right, let's begin. So go ahead and open up Adobe Illustrator, click on New File. Let's go with Web Large, so you can go to Web and choose Web Large. And that's 1920 by 1080 pixels. And the rest of this can stay the same. All right, and so let's start making some basic lines. Even if you're familiar with Illustrator, I think you're going to find some interesting tips in this. So to make a basic line, we'll just go to the line tool. Now to get to the line tool, if you don't see it here, you could just click on the slash key and that'll take you there. If you see the rectangle or ellipse tools, again, you can just click and hold on this and it'll take you to the line segment tool. So let's go ahead and make a line, just click and drag. And then let's open our properties panel. So go to Window, Properties, make sure this panel's open. And with the line selected, again, to select it and deselect it, you can go to the black arrow tool, which is the selection tool. Click off it to deselect, click on it to select. And we can change some of the line's parameters, right? So we can go ahead here, increase the weight, and we can click on stroke, change it to be round corners or round caps. And then we can change the color here. And I'm going to make mine orange. All right, so let's say we needed a curved line. We can go to the anchor point tool. If you don't see that here, it's usually hidden beneath the pen tool. You can also get there by hitting Shift C. With the anchor point tool, we can change the anchor points to have handlebars. So you just simply click on the path and then you have this handlebar. And the handlebar changes the shape of the line, changes the curve. And you can manipulate these handlebars with the anchor point tool or with the white arrow tool, which is also known as the direct selection tool. So if I click off it and I click back on, and then I can manipulate it with these handles. Now there's a couple of ways that we can make multiple lines. One way is to copy and paste, but what I really hope that you'll take from this lesson is that there's always a better, easier way in Illustrator. So let's try to first show you one easy way to make multiple lines, and that's using the Control D. But first we have to duplicate it once. So we can duplicate it with our cursor. So notice I have a cursor, and this is what's known as a dynamic cursor. So if I move the cursor over the line, it tells me something. It says I'm on the path, and then it tells me that I'm about to select it. And if I deselect it, it'll tell me again I'm over the path. Now if I select it and I hold down the Alt key on a PC, Option key on a Mac, it'll turn into a double arrow, indicating it's about to be duplicated. So again, you have to hover over the line, press the Alt or Option key, and then click and drag while holding down that key, and you'll duplicate it. Now, once you duplicate something, Illustrator will remember it, and you can hit Command D on a Mac or Control D on a PC. And you have to have that selected. So Control D, and it will repeat itself. So now I have the exact line and it's repeated. I have multiples, and it's pretty easy to do. But these are all now individual paths. And so if I move them, I mess up that pattern. I've kind of got to start over. So there's even an easier way. So let's try that. So I'm going to lasso select all of these and leave one. To lasso select, you click anywhere and then drag out a rectangle. And anything that that rectangle covers will get selected. So I'm going to select all of those and simply hit delete. All right, so we're going to use what's called the blend tool. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to hold down the Alt key, Option on a Mac, and then I'm going to click and drag. So I make two of them. Then I'm going to use the blend tool. The blend tool is here in my tool palette. If you don't see it, you can hit the W key, and that should take you there. So with the blend tool, I'm going to click on one line, and then I'm going to click on the other one. And you'll see this other line appears in the middle. I want to have multiple lines in there, so I'm going to go back to the blend tool and double click. Here I can change it from smooth color to specific steps, and I'm going to change it to 6 steps and hit OK. So now you can see I've got all those lines. They're just blended between the two lines. So you can see if I click on this one, I have to use the direct selection tool. And if I move it, the blending will occur between the two places. And so now I've got a lot of interesting controls here. I can make this look like a wave. It can start to look a little three-dimensional, like so. And I can create lots of dynamic things with relative ease. Again, use the program. If you're working hard or your Illustrator is giving you a headache, try to Google a tool that might ease that process. So I can also change the color of one of these. So let's say I did want to make a wave illustration. So I'll go here to my stroke. I'll change this to, let's say, a blue. And I'll change this one to like a blue-green, make it more ocean-like. And there you have it. And the colors blend between. All right. The last thing I want to show you is how to rotate a line to save yourself some effort. So let's say I wanted to make a logo with a sunburst. All right, I'm going to go make another line. I'm just going to go to the line tool. I'm just going to drag out a line. I'm going to go to the anchor point tool. Remember that's Shift-C. And I'm going to make it curved, like so. And I want this to be like a sunburst, so I'll change the color from green to yellow. All right, and with that selected, I'm going to go to Object and Repeat. And I want to repeat it in a radial pattern. All right, and you can see already I get this kind of interesting sunburst. And now I can go ahead and increase the number here, the instances. I can also do that in my Properties panel. You can see here, I can go up or down. And then I can also change how close these lines are together, something like this. And then of course you could just simply scale like any object in Illustrator by grabbing the corner. All right, so there you have two really powerful tools that can help you make interesting lines.